Hello my fellow arty friends, it's Mrs. Red from Mrs. Red's Art Room here again, and today we're going to be having a look at what is inside the August Red's art cart. Come on, let's go have a look. So for August it's a coloured pencil and portrait theme. We'll start with the paper. This is a little A5 pad of Stonehenge paper. Now if you don't recognise that in your cart, it's because you're receiving 5 sheets of this one. It comes in a pad of 15 in the A5 size, 250 GSM. We're giving you 5 sheets so that you can have a little bit of a go with it. The Stonehenge range is a traditional fine art paper with a smooth, flawless surface, slightly mottled with a vellum finish. Then onto our pencils here. This is the Derwent Coloursoft range. Now the Coloursoft range comes in a heap of colours. I think it's over 100. It could possibly be just under. This has been put together by a portrait artist who uses colour pencils and has chosen these 6 colours. They happen to be cream, blush pink, pink, ochre, dark terracotta and brown earth. Now I've actually taken them out of the box just because it makes it easier for me, and I have a real thing about tearing boxes too, so I made sure I got it out first. So I'll put this one up the sawn. I can just put it there, I guess. I'll put it back there, and voila, this is what is inside. A bit shiny for the camera, to be honest. Great nice little tin with the 6 pencils in there, including a sharpener. So with the Coloursoft range, they're very soft and very velvety to use. The colours are bold and they blend and mix very well. I might just put them there. Onto this little pencil here. This is called a Carbothello pencil made by Stabilo. It's a chalk pastel. It gives a dusty dry stroke just like charcoal. I actually haven't used this pencil before, so I'm looking forward to using it. It is very bold colour, and apparently on dark coloured papers it really jumps out. The only negative I found about it was that it is a little on the messy side, but you've got to expect that with a pastel or a charcoal anyway. That's that one. Now with this one we're giving you 1 colour, but again these come in, I think it's 40 different colours, and you can buy them individually. So if you can't find them on the Mrs. Red's art shop, you will be able to track them down somehow. I'm not going to bang on about the pencil because it's just a 2B graphite pencil. With any of the carts where there will be pre-drawing, I will include a pencil and an eraser for you as well. So with this eraser, Secura foam eraser, which sounds a bit weird, but it is made from a plastic foam and erases cleanly without too much pressure. And I don't know because I haven't tried it yet, but when you rub, all the little shavings apparently combine to create a long piece of string. So it's easier for cleanup rather than having all the little bits of rubber shavings everywhere. Then on to this product, which is new to me. I was very excited when the art rep showed me this one. Zest-it, which is a bit of a strange name for it. It's a blending product. You can buy it as you're getting it in your cart, or you can buy it in a bottle. So the reason I chose to give you guys the little container with the sponge in it is because you can then buy more in the bottle and tip it into this container. It enables you to dampen your paper without staining, giving you a soft finish. So it will blend your pencils into the paper. You can also use it to blend 2 colours together as well. Not very exciting, but I take the lid off here. All you can see is there's a sponge in there. These little tubs come with 15ml of the zest-it in it. It's got a citrusy smell to it, but to be honest, you have to stick your nose in it to smell it. It's not an odour that will affect you when you're actually using the product. And there we go there. Have I got anything else to say about that? Oh, with the zest-it, you can use it with coloured pencils, soft pastels or oil pastels. So I'm really looking forward to using this product as well, because it's another one that I haven't actually used before. You will be able to buy it and the little bottles of zest-it in the Mrs. Red's art shop as well. Alright, so I'll now show you basically how we can use these products. Okay, so on to the demonstration. I've already taken out a piece of the Stonehenge paper. This demonstration that I'm going to do is something that I have taught a lot of students how to do in regards to going from a real dark tone and then going through to the lightest that pencil can do for you. And you can do this with a coloured pencil or just a graphite pencil. Yeah, it's kind of like a warm-up exercise too. You warm up before you do exercise generally, and this is a great warm-up exercise before you get into a drawing, because it just allows your hand to understand pressures of how much pressure you need and how much you don't. So we start, and I'm right-handed, so obviously I'm going to be going this way. Left hand, you're obviously going to be going the other way. So you start by just putting a really nice heavy surface onto your pencil, or onto the paper rather, and as you come out you start to lighten up. Now I have been doing this exercise for students for many years, and you may find that if you have not done this before, that I am making it look really, really simple. And it's purely because I've done it so many times. As I'm getting lighter, I'm barely touching the paper now. You can see that my speed has also slowed down. Yeah, that's coming through on the camera. I did want to make it a bit bigger than that for the demonstration. What I might do, rather than, I was going to put the zest-it on to half of it, but because it is quite small, I think I'll do it again here so that we can compare one with the zest-it and one without. So we'll just repeat that little shading exercise again. Nice and hard to start with. You can see how fast my hand is moving. And then as we go out, I'm just releasing the pressure, and the pencil will start to slow down as well. There we go. I might just improve a few bits, which you can do. It certainly can go back over areas. Like that. Now, just quickly, you'll notice that I've actually put the zest-it upside down. So when the package arrived from the art supplier, I left that sitting on its bottom for probably 2 weeks, and when I went to actually have a look at it, all the liquid had moved to the bottom of the sponge, so the top of the sponge was dry. I recommend you guys do this as well. Sit it on its top until you need to use it, and that way all the liquid has moved through to the top, and you can then just flip it over and it will be easy to use. I didn't mention in the demonstration either that that's what the cotton tips are for. We're going to be using them with the zest-it. If you get the little bottle of liquid, you can use a paintbrush. However, as I found out in the demonstration with the art rep, this gives you more control over not putting too much on the tip of your cotton tip or your paintbrush. When you dip it, it's a very, very thin liquid, very similar to water. So when that paintbrush goes in, you apply too much and you're going to get a big blob on your paper. Won't stain, but will take ages to dry. All right, so we've put that demonstration down there. Okay, I'm back. I had to stop recording because I could hear the kids in the background, and I had to tell them to be quiet. And it's also a windy day today too, so the door keeps creaking a little bit. Now, I did mention, didn't I, that I put this upside down for a reason. I hope I did. I can't remember now. Gosh, I was only gone 5 minutes. So I'm just leaving that upside down until I need it. We've done our grayscale, our tonal scale of the two, and we're now going to compare with the zest-it for one of them, just to show you how it blends. All right, so like I said, it has dried out a bit on the top, so I've been wedging the little cotton tip down the side there to get some fluid. But honestly, just solve the problem by keeping it on its lid, which is the easiest way to do it. I've also zoomed in a little bit as well, so you can't see the product so much in around the camera, just so that we can actually focus on what we're doing here. Now I'm applying no pressure with this, but you can see that it's just starting to darken it. That cotton tip is not that wet. That's one of the benefits with having the sponge rather than using the little bottle, is that you can get too much on your tip if you use the bottle. The sponge, not quite so. Now you can work over this again after you've used the zest-it. You don't have to. It does seal it as such, but you can actually work over the top of it as well. And it just gives a much softer, smoother finish. It really pushes the pencil down into the grain of the paper. And I probably can get it to go a little bit further too. Yeah, a bit hard to see that. But you can see there that the difference between having used it and not using it. Now, what were we going to do next? I know what I was going to do. I was going to try, I'm just going to put this back on again. And also a reminder, don't ever leave the lid off for too long because it will dry out. So we'll put that way. I'm going to try it with the chalky pastel pencil now. I have no idea if this is going to do a good scale or not. We'll find out. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, this one's really hard to get really light with. Really hard. Ooh. Just blow away that bit of dust. Beautiful colour. I'm sure you can hear the scratchiness, but that's the pastel-y type of the pencil. So we'll just do another quick scale again. I'm really not pushing that hard at all on this one. Definitely not as hard as I was pushing with the Derwent Colour Soft, which I think is why it's making it difficult to go really soft and try and not put too much pencil on the paper. Yeah, really hard to do. Okay, I'm going to stop there on that one. Turn my zest-it back upside down. Use a different colour or different end. I'm not going to use the same end. Definitely not to start with. And just get some product on that. Okay, let's see how this one goes. I've got a feeling this is just going to really knock the lightness out. Not really. I thought it would really push that dark colour into the light, but it hasn't. Nice. I like it. The drying time for these is when you're using the sponge, at least. When I was using it with the art rep, I was giving both a go. And with the sponge, you're looking at roughly about 15 minutes, and then you can work over the top of it. I don't know if that, yeah. You can't really tell any difference. It's very hard to tell whether or not the zest-it has dried. And it's hard to see on the camera. There is a slight residue happening around that, but that will disappear once it's dried. So it looks nice in that pastel chalky pencil as well. Alright, so we've done that test. Now I was going to test using, I'll just put that colour back in there. I was going to give a go so I'll do a blend of these two pencils. So we'll come, this is the same pressure, not going any lighter, although I could have, but maybe I can go out lighter at the side there. This is showing you how these pencils will actually, well, how the zest-it, which I didn't put the lid on, the zest-it will actually blend the two colours together. So soft to use these pencils, very, very buttery feeling. Alright, and then, oops, sorry, new cotton tip, and I'm just putting it down the side there because I know there's moisture down there. And I will put the lid back on just lightly. Alright, and then see, now if I go this way, there'll be a little bit of that pink on there, but it doesn't seem to have affected it. And then I might just turn the angle of the cotton tip to go the other way. Lovely. And let's get a really, really smooth transition of the two blends. There we go. Okay, so the only thing I haven't demonstrated is the eraser or the pencil for obvious reasons. Have fun with that when you're sketching something up. By all means, do a little bit of practice like this before you get into a drawing. No matter how experienced you are at portraits, it could be your very first go at one. You may have done a few in the past, or you might be quite the pro at them. But these little exercises are really good for warm-up for any kind of drawing, and it just helps you sort of settle in as well. So in the next video it'll actually be the demonstration of me drawing a portrait and using the zest-it for blending. Hope you enjoyed that. Of course, the other thing that I didn't mention, and I don't know if oh yes I do, hang on, I'll just reach over here. The other thing that comes in every cart is a little trading card, artist trading card. These are for you to use and keep or give to a friend, or if you like, you can actually send them back to me and I will put them into someone else's art cart in a future month, which is just my way of just trying to get the community sort of, you know, enjoying a little bit of something in the mail again rather than always on the computer. Something that we can touch and keep. All right, so that's in there as well. Lovely, thank you for watching, and look back in to see the portrait being done.